What's a boy movie?
War, or when there isn't a female plot line that isn't just being in love with a man.
I think every movie just about might be a boy movie then.
Yeah, pretty much.
What's a girl movie?
Like Outlander is a good girl show. It's done from like a female point of view.
So baseball movie, boy movie.
Yes. Except for A League of Their Own.
Girl movie.
Which is done through a female.
Is that a girl movie?
Yes, because it's done through like...
Or is that just a movie?
No, I think it's a girl movie. Maybe it's just a movie, but it's done through a female lens, so it's a little bit more approachable from both sides.
Do I bring boy movies or girl movies or movie movies?
Movies. I think I bring girl movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you just are more generally movies.
Interesting. Well,
I don't know.
Put a pin in that. We'll get back to it at the end.
Great.
Because we're going to talk boy movies.
Great. Can't wait.
So welcome everyone to a very special episode of I Love This, You Should Too. My name is Indy, movie Randhawa, and with me is my lovely co-host. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Samantha, girl movie Randhawa.
It's me. How are you?
Good.
Ready to podcast?
Well, I hope so, because we already started.
Because we started already. You're right.
I like when hosts are like, oh, how are you? Like, that's the first time they've spoken. Like they
we haven't been in the house together for an hour.
Yeah. We already did the day debriefs.
True. And nobody really wants to hear about it.
I don't even like hearing myself talk about my day. I usually don't even say anything. I'm just like, yeah, it's fine.
Can I give a shout out?
Yeah, well, I guess so. I like that you're asking my permission. Sure.
I would like to give a shout out to my coworker, Jody, who is currently regrowing a chunk of her leg after having surgery in Vietnam. And she has listened to most of the episodes of our
like
podcast.
a little axolotl.
She's like a little axolotl, and I love her. But she says our voices are very calming, and they've been
nice.
So comforting during her recovery. So, hi, Jody.
I have so much specific information about the exact things she's going through, which I feel like I should hang out with Jody.
I'm going to invite her to my birthday, so
we'll hang out. We'll do slideshows of our Vietnam trips, and I'll talk about my fear of losing a chunk of my leg and the history of people losing chunks of their legs, and how I avoided it but almost didn't.
But Jody has listened to so many episodes of our podcast while she's been healing.
Wow.
And so I thought I'd give her a shout out because she's great.
Yeah. I'm gonna give a shout out too to Bill Murray.
Oh, okay. Great.
Hey, Bill.
Is that a hint?
No, actually.
I was going to say, is that a hint to the next movie?
No, it's not. I just, that was the first person that popped into my head.
Okay. Well, do you want to start us off with your thing of the fortnight?
Oh, yeah. We'll each do our little spoiler-free things of the fortnight, and then I'll let you know what we're watching for the big watch. And you out there, you know before I do. And it's my thing because I haven't really decided yet.
I feel like it's going to be a hashtag boy movie.
Well, we'll get into it.
Okay.
But probably because you said that. Now it's going to be.
Who knows?
All right. My thing of the fortnight is the television show Nathan for You.
Oh, yeah.
Do you know Nathan for You?
You and I watched, I think, an episode of it.
Oh, did we? I don't remember that.
Like probably 2 years ago.
What do you remember?
I just think it wasn't for me.
Was it too much of a boy show?
Nathan for You wasn't for me.
But it's for you. It says right in the title.
No, it was for you, not me. It was just too, I don't know how to, like dry.
Sure.
And I don't know, I guess I'm kind of like comedy dumb and need a little bit more leading than it was offering. And I just was watching it to support you, honestly, because the entire time I was like, okay, yep, great.
I was going to mention earlier, you also supported me in a watching yesterday. Because usually Samantha will only watch something of mine if it's for this podcast and she's forced to. But yesterday, I was
Dino
like...
Time, yeah.
Beast Games.
Beast Games.
Not the show with Mr. Beast, but my personal favorite period is the Permian.
Prehistoric
which was,
Beast Games, yeah.
Right before the Great Permian Extinction, before dinosaurs. That's the area I loved. There was a great time.
Indy
about
has a
50 million years.
chart of all the time periods, and then when we watch something, he like points it out on the chart, and it's very helpful.
Because there was a good 30-minute thing on the Permian, and I was like, I think I could get Sam into this one because it's animated and it has like a little story to it.
Oh, I was so into it. We watched almost the whole thing.
I feel so sorry for this little Dimetrodon.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, the Dimetrodon was kind of the bad guy.
Also, I love a Scutosaurus just because it sounds really
it's
cute.
a great name.
They weren't super cute, and they were kind of mean, but
no, they were pretty nice. It was the Gorgonopsid that was after the Scutosaurus.
Right. But they were like very cute.
This should be my thing. The Permian and all the great animals that were before dinosaurs.
I think you should just turn your things of the fortnight into like teaching us about history of time.
Remember I tried that with astrophysics for a while?
Yeah.
It didn't take.
But I like understand evolution more than I understand astrophysics, which means I like find it more interesting.
So I like to point out, so like we came from this one, but fish are splitting off here, and here's where these guys split off. It's very interesting to me.
And I found the like, not the subtitles, the like little bits of text information that they put throughout of like, there's 40% more oxygen than there is today, and like that would be unlivable for us, and like
on the Carboniferous,
and you see it go down,
in the Carboniferous.
And it's just like it's quantifiable in my brain, I guess. Whereas astrophysics, like I know I'm not going to get astrophysics.
I don't know. I think you could.
Well, I haven't tried.
Okay, I really want to keep talking about Gorgonopsids, but let's go back to Nathan For You. So Nathan For You is a TV show. It is a comedy/reality show. It is a reality show. It stars Nathan Fielder, and the premise is that he presents himself as a business consultant because, after all, he graduated from one of Canada's top business schools with good grades.
Oh.
That's what he always says. And he finds a small business. It's in LA is where they shoot, so I think it's all in LA. And he offers his help. And the plans he comes up with are elaborate and ridiculous and often spiral to places of surreal absurdity. So people are not in on it. He is the guy in on it, but he never breaks character. So much so that and I still think, like, is he just this very socially awkward guy who doesn't get any of this? But no, clearly he's like very clever because he's doing all of these things, but he never breaks that character. He's really socially awkward, kind of blank a lot of the time, and becomes a little bit obsessive, and is ultimately portrayed as being very sad as well. And that only comes through at certain parts of it. So, for instance, he was working with a company that imports smoke detectors, and he wanted to save the money. So his plan was, if you classify it as something else, the import fees are much cheaper. Like for instruments, for example. If you import an instrument, you have to pay less than if you're importing a fire alarm. So what he decides to do is like, well, I guess we have to start a band. He starts a band. One guy plays the smoke detector. He puts out an album and everything. So he does something so elaborate to just try to say like, yeah, see, look, a smoke detector is now an instrument and we can get those import fees down. He has a very simple idea and goes about it in the most roundabout, ridiculous way. In one, he wanted to make a really scary haunted house, and he let someone go through like a kind of a crappy haunted house, and then somebody comes out at the end and like, oh, did that one guy touch you? And then play it up as that person had an infectious disease. They take you in a hazmat suit and take you to a hospital and puts everyone through all this. And then at the end, there's the exit. And they've been through a day of hell thinking that they might die. And that was the haunted house.
Wow. Okay.
And he is so awkward, especially with women. So to get better at speaking with women, he makes an entire fake reality show where he is, I think they called it the hunk or something like that, and he's the guy. And all of these women are like vying for his attention because it's on a show. So rather than just, talking to a woman, he creates an entire show about it. One of my favorites was when he tried to get this realtor to rebrand as a ghost realtor by like putting on your signs not haunted, because some people care about that sort of stuff.
Right.
And he said, well, we should like make sure it's not haunted and get someone in here to check. And then of course you get this like medium person and they said, no, this one actually is haunted. And it just so happens that that realtor actually believes in that kind of stuff, took it very seriously, and then they have to have an exorcism so they can put not haunted on the sign, or else you can't put not haunted because,
Yeah,
it's haunted.
It's important to be honest.
So the show gets into consumer behavior very quickly, but it also starts getting into weird ideas of persuasion, of trust and authority. And the ones that I like best often transcend this simple thing of like, look how ridiculous marketing and business is, because that's kind of the first level, or just getting people to go along with these silly ideas. Sometimes it cuts through and really gets to human nature. It reflects on loneliness, usually Nathan's specifically. There was this one about a gas station, and he wants to drive more business to the gas station, so he offers a huge rebate. I can't remember exactly, but maybe it's $100 rebate if you fill $50. So that would make no sense for the business. Mm-hmm. But the rebate is incredibly hard to get. So you have to deliver it in person to this one specific mailbox, and the mailbox is on like a 8-hour hike up a mountain. But a bunch of people show up and they're like, no, we're doing it. You put this on here, we are doing it. And he's like, oh, fuck, well, I guess I got it now. So they hike, they spend the night out on a mountain. Some people drop out and some people keep going. And by the end, these people are hungry and tired. And he, I think, eventually admits, like, look, there's no rebate. And everyone's like, yeah, we kind of knew that. But they kind of bonded over this ridiculous time. And it really puts a little mirror on human nature of these people who are just trying to get this $50 or whatever. And then through this ridiculous circumstance, kind of, maybe they were all lonely and now they're together, but it's very interesting. There was one where he's working with a moving company and they needed to cut costs, and a big part of the costs is labor. So he says, what if we could get you people for free? And the way he goes about doing that then is, I'm going to hire a fitness guy who is going to say that he got really fit by only moving boxes and never went into a gym. And people are going to look into him. So we're also going to write an entire biography of this guy and publish a book. And we can't let people see him working in a gym. So he's going to live in this storage unit to make sure that nobody sees him working out anywhere. And he goes on like a bunch of daytime talk shows and stuff and talks about how, yeah, I just lifted boxes. And then people are like, oh, I want to do this too. And then they get free labor for that one day.
Wow. Okay. This all seems like you're just doing too much.
Yes, absolutely you are. But it's not about actually helping the business. It's about this ridiculous, ridiculous show.
Right.
Like if you ever see Nathan Fielder on a talk show, he's done a bunch, and he still keeps this very awkward facade of like not getting the joke. He plays that up even when he's outside in the rest of the world. So like David Letterman was like making fun of him and he pretends like he doesn't get any of it and just lets himself be the butt of the joke always. One time he was on Kimmel and he actually was kind of charming and had this big long anecdote, and that's not what he does. And then it's revealed that this was a part of the show because he looked at all of these different talk shows, and when people go on it, they always are most successful when they tell a funny anecdote. And he says, oh, the most popular things are airport related stuff, getting pulled over by the police, and then having some funny picture or visual that people can see. So he says like, okay, well, I'm going to make the story of I was going to a wedding out of town. My suitcase gets switched with someone else. So then I had to wear their giant suit to the wedding. And in that suit pocket, I found a weird powder. And then I get pulled over, and then the cop's going to think it's cocaine. But it turns out it's the ashes of his mother. That's his story. But he's not going to lie. So he actually does it all. He spends almost $400,000 flying himself and a guy who's much bigger than him, so they can switch suitcases accidentally, which they planned on. And then he puts on the suit, takes the picture so he can bring it in, actually gets ashes of someone's mom that can be in the pocket, and hires a police officer to pull him over and do all of the lines so he can tell this anecdote. And that's ridiculous and absurd on its own. But then it shows him at the wedding, and he said, like, I went to the wedding because so he finds these people whose wedding he can go to, and he kind of crashes it, but they reluctantly invited him, so he goes to it, and he has fun and he dances with people, and he was like, that's what I wanted most. He just wanted to belong this whole time.
Wow, this is so much.
It is so much. There was one called, I think it was just called The Hero, where he wants to turn a regular guy into a hero. So he finds this guy who seems a little similar to him, honestly, and says, I'm going to take over your life and you're going to be a hero. So he wears full prosthetic to look like the guy. The guy goes into a camper van for 2 weeks. Meanwhile, Nathan learns how to tightrope walk. So he's going to walk across the span between 2 buildings and raise money for breast cancer research under the guise of I am this guy. And while in prosthetics, he gets this guy a girlfriend. He tries not to worry the guy's parents too much. And then he goes and he does it. He actually does the walk, raises money, and goes into a little like kind of tent. And then the real guy pops out. And the guy had no idea what the plan was going to be until the day of. So he comes out and now he has a girlfriend that he is very happy about. Everybody thinks he's a hero. He's on the news. And then Nathan is just heartbroken because that's the life he wanted for himself. He is the before, and he actually did all of the work, but nobody knows about it. Yeah. It's so ridiculous. It's so funny and silly at times. And it's when you get into the next layer where you get to see things that break away from comedy and become sociological experiments and performance art to some extent, and are usually really sad in the end, but kind of give you insight into something fundamentally human, which is a weird place to go to when you just are on a show about like, what if we gave people crazy rebates on their gas? And then it ends up with like, oh, I think I understand people now.
Oh, okay.
So that's Nathan for you. It has 4 seasons. It's been off the air for quite a while now. But on Pluto TV, which is a free TV thing, you can go watch all of them. Nathan Fielder now has a show called The Rehearsal, which I've already talked about on this show. It was my show of the year a couple of years ago. And man, that one is intense. It's the same thing, but it is more intense.
Wow, okay.
So go watch Nathan for You, or not. Samantha didn't care for it. She says it is too much work, which maybe it is fulfilling to me though.
Okay, well, I'm glad that you find it fulfilling.
Maybe one day we'll try another episode, because it's only like a 22-minute episode, so that's nice.
It's true, they were short episodes.
All right, Sam, what is your thing of the fortnight?
Well, Indy.
Yes?
Do you know who Jodi Hildebrandt is?
It sounds familiar, but it might just be one of those names, so I'm just going to say no.
Do you know who Ruby Franke is?
That one, I think I would remember that name, so no. I'm going to say no on that one, too.
Are you familiar with the YouTube channel 8 Passengers?
That, definitely no. I don't think I could name you one YouTube channel.
So I read the book The House of My Mother, A Daughter's Quest for Freedom by Shari Franke. And it is a autobiographical account of her childhood. And so her mother, Ruby Franke, and Jodi Hildebrandt were arrested in Utah in 2023 for aggravated child abuse.
Wait, is the mom Ruby or Jodi?
The mom is Ruby.
Okay.
And so Shari is the oldest of 6. She is the first one to be able to kind of get out, and she kind of chronicles her time trying to get her younger siblings out, who are still minors and still very much under her mother's power. This book was released at the beginning of 2025. They were arrested in 2023. And it's just like a really powerful and interesting kind of overview of how religious kind of craziness can disguise itself as being kind of the ideal. And she talks about Utah. She talks about how religious it is in Utah and how a lot of the stuff that her mom was showing on their YouTube channel, because she grew up being filmed basically, was seen from a lens of look at how righteous these people are and not look at how crazy all of the stuff my mother is doing to her children is.
So what is the basis of their YouTube channel? Just like we're a big Christian family and we're a thing to watch now?
Big Mormon family. This is when, so it started in 2015. So this is when YouTube channels were becoming very, very popular and families could make actually like a lot of money by monetizing their YouTube channels. And so they were able to get 2.5 million subscribers at their like height. And they put this picture perfect facade up, and it turns out that behind that there was a relationship coach named Jody Hildebrandt who came in and said, your family is bad, you need to discipline your children or they're going to go to hell. And she was basically like so culty that she convinced Ruby, who was already kind of on a path of like perfectness just due to like filming everything for her YouTube channel. She was able to kind of rope Ruby in and make her okay with everything that Jody said, basically. And it was a really interesting kind of case of just, I don't know, like what I want to call it, like religious zealotism, where you're just like so... Zealotry, I guess. Is
that the word?
But it's very much like taking it too far and then even farther. And the things that they were showing on the YouTube channel were very picture perfect, which is exactly what Utah tends to kind of exhibit in their YouTube channels. And then beyond that, you didn't really see all the bad things. For instance, Shari's brother, her oldest brother, was forced to sleep on a beanbag chair for almost a year because he was bad. Like in their eyes, he was being punished. And so he was like a 16-year-old boy who was forced to sleep on a beanbag chair for like almost 9 months. And there was like, he didn't have a room. He didn't have any belongings. He wasn't allowed to do anything except for sleep on this beanbag chair and go to school. And so these things that you don't see, and he mentioned it on their YouTube channel, and that's when everything kind of turned against Ruby and Jody.
Is there a dad in the mix?
There is. He was very much, my wife is in charge of the children.
Oh, one of those, yeah.
And I think that that is like why it was allowed to go as far as it was. He was also kind of being conditioned, and he moved out to like quote unquote work on himself so he could be a better husband, leaving Ruby and Jody in the house with the children, with the 5 other children.
Oh.
And at this point, Shari is at university. So she is moved out and is realizing and kind of deprogramming as she is coming into contact with people in the real world who are like, hey, that's not normal. And realizing just how much danger her siblings are in. And she works with CPS. She works with the church. She works with people in the community to attempt to get her siblings out. And she goes from someone who is so scared of the outside world just due to the programming she received as a child to reaching out to people who could possibly help her, and then getting her siblings out and ultimately getting her mother and her friend Jody arrested for aggravated child abuse. So it's a really interesting kind of journey that she goes on, because she starts as someone living in the house and she ends as someone who's living on her own and has experienced the world. And then she doesn't ever mention her siblings' names so that they are still anonymous. Well, like not anonymous because they were on YouTube, but
Sure.
it's their story to tell in the end. She only tells her story and how she helped her siblings. She doesn't tell any specifics of theirs because that's their book to write or their story to tell eventually, because they're all still minors except for her oldest brother. And you kind of get an idea of just how religion can go bad real fast and how just psychological trauma through the generations can kind of like push you to a place that you don't even consider. So I really enjoyed this book. I know it's like a lot of information and it's kind of a heavy topic, but I found it really interesting because she does kind of always frame it from a place of like, but we were saved from this and we were okay and I was able to see and my siblings are safe now. And she makes sure you know that throughout the book, which is really amazing. And she's like, that woman is not my mother. She's like, I'm done with all of that. I can't claim her as my parent and I'm just lucky to kind of be alive. And she's very, very strong and it's very, very impressive.
What's the name of the book again?
It's called The House of My Mother, A Daughter's Guide for Freedom. A Daughter's Quest for Freedom, sorry. And it's by Shari Franke.
All of that sounds very interesting and also not surprising.
Yes.
Because
and that's...
there's two things I don't trust. It's religious fundamentalists and YouTube families.
Yes, exactly.
You put them together, oh, that's trouble.
And so this was like a huge true crime story when the arrests were happening and everything. And people were already starting to be like, something's not right with the 8-passenger family. Like they keep mentioning, like the children would mention things on camera and they wouldn't get edited out. And they'd be like, yeah, I've been sleeping on a beanbag for 9 months. Like it was stuff like that. And people were starting to put the pieces together. And I think some of their viewers were also like calling in and being like, something's not right here. You should take a look at that.
Well, I think there's something not right. Also, you can start with they're on TV all the time.
Yeah.
They're making a show of their life, which speaking of which, hey, subscribe to us on YouTube. We have like, I don't know, 3 subscribers.
Aww.
I don't know. I actually have not looked at our YouTube.
No, me neither.
Because we will not make this video. First, I don't have the time to edit video as well.
Also, we're just like not cute when we're podcasting.
I don't know. I'm looking at you right now. I think it's working.
Aww.
But it's a podcast. That's the thing about podcasts. It's audio.
You don't need to see me talking to
how every
a microphone.
podcast now has a video feed, and you get more money that way, so people can watch you talk.
I don't need to see what people look like when they're forming words.
I think because most podcasts are popular not any longer because they give you a lot of information. It's to feel like you have a friend more than anything.
I think so.
That's why the new generation podcast is all people just talking, like not about any topic or like telling you
just
about something.
Talking.
It's just like, so I did this today, and you get the video with that. So then it's like, oh yeah, I'm just hanging out with my friends. While we get to some divergences sometimes, but I'm like, this is about a thing. Mm-hmm. And I don't want anyone to see us.
We're both in sweats and tired from the day, so.
Yeah. Does their YouTube channel still exist? Can you go watch it now?
I think you can watch, I think because the internet is the internet, you can see a lot of their videos because other people have like,
oh, sure, yeah,
grabbed them and like put them back up. It is now defunct, their channel.
If I was the big sister, I'd keep it up because then you're just keep making residuals from your trauma at least.
So I think what it was when this all became like a court case and they were being investigated and everything, I think things got taken down by law enforcement.
That shouldn't be.
I don't
know. If there's evidence on a TV show, they're not going to pull Seinfeld because one of the actors did something. I don't know. You know what? That's not our business.
No, but it's not currently up, and I think a lot of it is still sort of available. And there is also a documentary that I learned about when I was talking about when I was learning about this book and everything. So I'm gonna watch that. But I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was really compelling, and she does a really, really great job. And she reads it because I don't read books with my eyes. And I think it's definitely worth a visit.
Well, go read it, everyone, or listen to it, like Sam.
Yeah. Indy,
Yes?
what movie are we watching next week?
All right, well, we're doing Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, boy movie.
10 minutes before this podcast, I was saying, oh, I'm behind. I'm just going to talk about Nathan For You because lately I can have that Pluto on my phone. And when I'm on the treadmill at the gym, because now I don't work out in our basement anymore, so I can't watch movies, which sucks. And I don't want to watch a movie on my phone. So I've been watching Nathan For You. So I thought that'll be my thing of the fortnight. And I said, what movie should we do? And I said the titles of like 3 movies off the top of my head that are just movies that I think are good. And one of them was Full Metal Jacket. And then you said, that sounds like a boy movie. And then I went, you know what? Yes, it is. And have we done boy movies on this? There's a lot of movies that probably skew boy because movies, the world skews boy.
Yes, the world does skew boy.
But for a boy myself, my movies aren't terribly boy.
No,
You know?
it's true. That is actually very true.
So I was thinking, what was the last war movie we did on this podcast? And then I realized we haven't done one. The only war movie I talked about as a thing of the fortnight was A Very Long Engagement, which is romance first and war second. It's an Audrey Tautou French movie, and it's very romantic. So I was like, that's definitely not a boy movie.
Some of the Wong Kar-wai movies are boy movies.
Oh, hard disagree.
Oh, okay. I guess.
They're all love stories.
I guess, but there's like a lot of boy things, I guess, in them.
Sure. Like a guy's a cop. That's a boy thing. But it is not about him doing police work. It's about him falling in love with a woman and then ultimately through that rejection finding himself. So I guess the boy is the one who found himself. But she does too when she goes to... I don't know. I'm not here to talk Wong Kar-wai. Go watch all of those or listen to all of those episodes.
It's a whole thing. We've done a lot.
I would say because each one of those has a love story at its heart, it can't be like a boy movie. I think it's just a movie.
Okay. So.
Prominent boys, though.
Yeah, true.
This one, though, I think this is a straight up boy movie.
Full Metal Jacket sounds
and
like
I think
very boy movie.
It's been a long time since we watched a movie where I went, I don't think you're going to like this one.
I don't know that we've ever done that.
Oh, yeah, we have.
Have we?
Back when I was more into like, we should watch silent stuff to like get you... When I was more
Cultured?
about education.
Yes.
When we were doing like Indy's film school. Like, this
yes.
is why this is important. I didn't make you watch like Man with a Movie Camera or anything, but maybe.
Maybe in the future.
But Full Metal Jacket is a Stanley Kubrick movie.
Okay.
So Stanley Kubrick, one of my very favorite directors, a real boy. He did The Shining, is the only one that you've seen of his so far.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
It was very good, I think. I think it is maybe the best horror movie ever, but that's me.
Red rum.
Red rum indeed. Red rum, everybody.
Everybody.
So Full Metal Jacket came out in 1987, and it is a war movie. It is about the Vietnam War, but it is not a rah-rah war movie. It is very much the opposite.
Okay.
My recollections of Full Metal Jacket, I haven't seen it probably in 20 years. I loved the first half, and then the second half's fine. That's what I remember. But now I'm older. Maybe I'll love the second half now. Things change.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to tell you too much about it. Vietnam War, much of the first section is about soldiers in their training in boot camp before it. And then it goes into the war itself. I was going to say, you know how in the movies I'm in, the Nightmare Island movies, his helmet says Born to Hook? And I was like, no, you don't, because you've never seen the movies I'm in.
I've seen the photos of you.
There you go. It says Born to Hook, which is a takeoff of Born to Kill from Full Metal Jacket. It is a satirical movie. It's funny, but not in a laughing way. More of a like, that's clever and devastating. That kind of funny.
Okay. Can't wait to see what this is like.
It has some people you do know, but you might not always know their names. But if you looked at them now, you're like, oh yeah, I've seen that guy in that. Matthew Modine is the star. You might know him as the older guy on Stranger Things.
Oh, yeah.
But between 87 and now, he did a lot. Vincent D'Onofrio is in it, who you might know him as...
The older guy on...
He was Kingpin, but I don't think you watched those ones.
Oh, I'm looking at a picture of him. I recognize him from something, but I don't know what it was.
He's on some of those procedural police shows now, I
Law and
think.
Order.
Is it? Okay.
That's what I know him from, is Law and Order.
I've never actually seen... That's weird that he's a Law and Order guy now. And Adam Baldwin, who's A. Baldwin.
Not one of the famous ones, though?
I'd say he's...
I think he's very good
third?
looking.
Maybe the third best Baldwin?
Okay.
Maybe second.
He seems nice. He's kind of handsome.
All right. And, yeah, I don't know. What else do you even want to know? Do we just go watch it and see what happens?
I think we just go watch it because I don't know, like, what else you're going to tell me that's going to, like, sell it for me.
No. I don't think there is selling to do on this movie outside of the only thing you need to know is this isn't a hurrah war movie. It's a oh no war movie.
Are they in a lot of mud? Am I going to be worried about trench foot the whole time?
I don't think so. I can't think of a muddy part.
Okay.
War is a surprisingly small part of the movie.
Oh, okay.
It might be like half.
That kind of sells it for me.
But the rest is boot camp, which I think that section is fantastic and horrific.
I love a personal growth montage.
Again, it's not a rah-rah war movie.
Well...
It's more of a personal destruction montage you might get.
Break him down, build him back up. Break him down, send him out to war.
You know what? That's probably closer.
Yikes. Okay. Well, can't wait to watch this.
It's under 2 hours. It's somehow rated 14A. I thought this would be much more. It's from 1987. It was directed by Stanley Kubrick. It was based on a book that I have not read, and you don't need to read a book for it, I think. So go watch Full Metal Jacket. Do you know what a Full Metal Jacket is?
Is that when you're like super decorated?
No. Oh, but I like that.
Isn't that like you're like, look at all the things I did?
That's better.
I don't know. I assume that that's what it was. I've heard like the movie title before because I live in the world.
Yeah.
I always assumed that it was just like a war hero.
No, a Full Metal Jacket is the casing on a bullet. Different bullets are cased in different ways. So there's like hollow points, which when they hit the body, they kind of spread out and tear up your inside. Yes. A Full Metal Jacket goes right through you.
Like a buckshot.
No, a buckshot is like a spray of smaller things from a shotgun.
Okay. Well, I clearly shoot a lot of guns.
You shoot guns more than I do.
I have shot more guns than you have. Is it like when you have like a sash of bullets as an accessory?
A bandolier could be a bandolier of Full Metal Jackets, but Full Metal Jacket
like
just
one
means
bullet.
That's the type of bullet that it is fully encased. It's not going to break apart.
Gotcha.
It goes through a person. Usually.
Okay. I always assumed that it was like either like the sash of bullets that men
bandolier.
wear. A bandolier.
That men wear. Or Chewbacca. Doesn't he have a bandolier?
I think so.
That's who I think of.
Many men from movies wear a sash of bullets, but or a really decorated war hero, like a super decorated war hero.
I like that better, and I also like the term sash of bullets.
Yeah, sometimes that's like
bullet sash.
How you know a girl is tough is she has like a whole sash of bullets on.
Yeah.
And like a big gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet I've seen something, I'm sure, with Mila Jovovich with a bullet sash.
Oh, yeah.
She seems like the type.
Yeah. And Ready or Not, the movie we watched, she wears a sash of bullets at one point. There's a sequel out now, actually, which I want to watch. But Full Metal Jacket, here we go.
Yeah, go watch it. If you have Crave, I think it's there for free. Otherwise, you might have to pay to rent it or buy it on the other services. Or you can send us an email and I'll get you one.
Great.
And you know what we never do? Our social media. Go follow us on
Instagram at ILTYS and the number 2.
Yep.
You can find us on Facebook at I Love This You Should Too -- podcast.
Which I haven't checked that in a long time.
I don't know where this is coming from. This is all just in
It's
my
just
brain.
muscle
It's
memory. You're saying it
wild.
exactly how you used to back in the day.
And you
You
can email
your
us.
long form.
Yes. At I love this and the number 2 at gmail.com.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay. Well, that came out of my brain and I had not thought about that for probably years. So hope those are all correct. And we will see you next week when we talk about Full Metal Jacket, which is not a sash of bullets.
No. And we'll see if Samantha liked any of it.
I'm going to have some thoughts.
I'm very curious about this one.
Come back for my thoughts.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.